It is bacon time. Oh man, do I really like this unit. Baiken, we're going to take a look at her well, because typically she gets a bad rap a lot of times. I know a lot of people are like, oh, she's not worth it, Baiken, I'd pull Baiken. But Baiken, first of all, I know it's pronounced Baiken, but I love saying bacon, and everyone loves bacon. So I'm starting off this review by biasing everybody and putting the very positive thought of bacon in your mind. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the review. Hey all, this is Val coming at you, locked and loaded and ready to talk about bacon. Yeah, I know it's pronounced Baiken, but still, bacon just sounds a lot better. So henceforth, if I say bacon, I am in fact referring to Baiken, because everyone loves bacon. How could you not? Anyway, so we're going to take a serious look at her. We're going to talk about how to use her. I realize that she has gotten a lot of hate, but even so, I like her. I think she's a good unit, and I'm going to talk about how to best use her depending on your team composition. Now, I'm going to say this. My Baiken, I almost called her the wrong thing. Ooh, shame on me. Now, my Baiken, unfortunately, is not built optimal. You might say, well, Val, you're making a video on her. I thought you weren't a theory crafting kind of guy. Actually, I'm not a theory crafting kind of guy, to be honest. But I felt so strongly about her and some of the hate that she gets, I still wanted to showcase in less than ideal build. We're really not going to do much showing of her attacks or me using her, because quite frankly, my Baiken is nowhere near ready for prime time. This was just gear I slapped on that was laying around and wasn't really in use. So with that out of the way, now we'll look at her terrible stats. So 3k attack, 128 speed, which is the terrible part, 100% crit, and 150% crit damage. With 47% effectiveness. Now, you may say, but 3k attack, Val, that's good. Actually, that's decent-ish. That's not really the biggest problem on her. My biggest problem is, in actuality, use her effectively. She needs speed. This is ridiculous. At 113 base speed, you can do a lot better than this. And then, lastly, her effectiveness. All of her damage is going to be coming from her bleeds, so to only have 47% effectiveness on someone who relies heavily on her bleed stacking is pretty bad. Yeah, the attack is sort of there, but the other two stats she really needs to shine aren't. So you're going to say, all right, Val, what's your recommendation? For attack, anything over 3k. For speed, you want to try to get her 210, 220. If you're going to use her as a turn 1, so you want to steal the turn from somebody, you're going to have to go 240, 250. Keep in mind, there are faster units out there, including Ruzid, so you're going to have to work extra hard. And then remember, you could take that same gear you work extra hard on, put it on Ruzid, and your Ruzid's going to get turn 1 easier than she is. But we're talking about using what you have to the greatest effectiveness. If you don't have a Ruzid or you didn't build it, then obviously that's not going to matter. And if Baiken is what, or Bacon, oh man, shame on me. If Bacon is what you have, then that is what you're going to need to use. I just want to say, before we get further into the review, I'm extremely big on making what you have works. If someone tells you, well, Bacon isn't good, there's much better, and you don't have what's much better, that is completely irrelevant to you, because you don't have the unit. And if you're free to play, you don't have the ability to summon to get something better. So in my videos and my reviews, you're always going to find the best information for making what you have work without simply being told she is terrible, go summon the better unit. Alright, so now let's move on. So the stats that you would want to have to actually make her effective and make her usable. Anything over 3k attack, in my opinion, is perfectly fine. For speed, like I said, you are going to want at least 220, 225 if she's not going to be turn 1. If she is, you're going to need 240. It's a tall order, and how do you get there? Well, you're going to have to go speed set and speed boots. Just right there, that is 65. Then you're going to need about 10 speed on each one of these, which will get you to 115, which will get you to 228. Then if you get lucky, you can try to go 12, which gives you 60, which gives you 125, which gives you 138. So at min, if you want to try to get to that 240 goal, you're going to need plus 12 speed on all 5 of your pieces, and then, of course, speed set with speed boots. Now, for her effectiveness, I'm going to say 100% without any doubts, or any hesitation. My artifact suggestion, which is going to be RNL. I know some people are a big fan of Torn Sleeve, but due to the procs on RNL, you can actually obliterate teams even on Guild Wars defense. She is very good there, especially with a fast set in RNL. She can single-handedly take down 2 units before the enemy even moves. I've seen it on streams before, and I've had it happen to me personally. She is a very good speedy unit that will work wonders on RNL on your Guild Wars defense if that is something you're looking to improve. So with those stats, you're going to be good. Let's talk about how you use her, where you use her, is her memory imprint worth it, etc. So if we go back here, we take a look, we see that she does pick up attack plus 5 attack. I got 2 extra units, so that's why I'm at A on this. Attack's kind of a dime a dozen. It does apply to everyone. In your speed teams, this will help you if you don't have an attack percent unit, especially because it hits every square. But if you already do, it's really like, I mean, yet another. For me, it's like yet another attack percent. I really would like a crit percent or more effect resistance and that kind of thing. But it's still good. This does not make her bad at all. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to actually take a look on the teams you want to put her in and how to use her based on her stats. So first and foremost, now, she gets a lot of hate in arena offense, and for that, I really don't understand why. Because in arena offense, you can build her quick, and you can one turn take out some of their biggest threats, no problem. If you take a look at her skill 3, you can actually get 25% combat readiness on top of this, so you can actually use her as a bar pusher. This is a really good thing. You didn't build a Ruzit, didn't build a Requiem Roar, don't have Oxlots, don't have Gerardo. She can be a really, really good option because of the fact if you build her naturally attacky, you load her up maybe with units that have crit chance devotion auroras or other crit chance or attack devotion auroras, then she's going to be able to do damage and you're not going to have to worry about her being buffed. So in that case, we're assuming you're using a speedy Baiken. So let's say you have a 240 speed Baiken. She's just destroying everything. How do you use her? What's the optimal team comp? So C Domino is going to be a perfect option to run along with Baiken. I mean, she is just a really good, solid. What does C Domino do? C Domino will give a combat readiness buff as well as a crit chance buff. And then she has the extra effect of taking an extra turn so she can soften up the enemy before your AoE units start to go. So what does that team look like? You can put Vildred and Bologna on the end of that combo. So basically you start off, you see a ball, no problem. ML ball, Armentia, no problem. You win the speed race against Ruzit, you win the game. Your Baiken goes, she assassinates either ML ball or Armentia. Once that's done, the crit chance pushes C Domino next. She goes. If your C Domino is beefy, she kills the other one you decided not to kill. Then your Bologna goes, soften them up AoE, and then your Vildred goes. Hopefully you landed a few armor breaks, and he wipes the board. That is how it goes, but it is all dependent on winning the speed race. That is highly critical for this team to work. If you lose the speed race against the Ruzit, likely you are going to lose. So how would you protect against that? And let's say you don't have a C Domino. Then in that case, you would have to go with a Gerardo, but it would need to be an extremely fast Gerardo because what's going to happen? Lose the speed race, Gerardo goes. Gerardo then does the pushback, and then your Baiken should be able to go, and your turn can continue. Now, in this scenario, though, you're losing the extra combat bar push, which means your Bologna and Vildred are going to have to be speedier than they will with the C-Dom team, because in the C-Dom team, you have 2 combat pushers, whereas in the Gerardo team, because you're not sure you're going to outspeed, you don't have that extra safety net. So your Vildreds and your Bolognas, or whatever your AoE cleave team will need to be speedy. Charles actually works for this and can hit quite hard. I believe his base speed is 113, so you can use him even as well. The point is they need to be fast. I'm saying if you're going to go the route of Gerardo, your Gerardo should be about 210, 215 speed, and then your AoE units should be about 195 to 200 speed to ensure that they will get enough combat buff from Baiken once she does go, and then you need your Gerardo to make sure that he's going to stop the process and not allow the ML ball to go while pushing him back. Now, I use Gerardo in a similar fashion right now, but sometimes he still gets outsped. But again, I'm only at 205. At 210, 215, you should ensure that your Gerardo will be able to cut after the Ruzit goes. So now let's say you don't have a Gerardo, you don't have a C-Dom, then you're going to need a second combat bar pusher. There are a lot of great options. One of the ones that I use from then until eternity, because remember in this comp we're assuming that your Baiken is going to go first, so that way she can give the turn to others, which means they don't have to be as fast. You can go about 205, 210 on these units. So Requiem Roar is a good 3-star option. She provides armor break as well as a 20% combat readiness push. So this will help you and make sure that units are being appropriately softened up for you. Then you also have Rose. Rose is an excellent unit, but keep in mind that she is a buffer. So if you decide to go with Rose as your second combat bar pusher, be wary of enemy team Gerardos and ML Balls, because that is, again, another turn you're taking without doing damage, giving ML Ball a chance to steal and to just absolutely destroy you. Now, while you can use him, I don't think this next unit is really the best option in a Baiken team, although it can work. If you go with auxiliary lots, you can still have your Baiken be the fastest unit, assassinate one unit, give the turn back to Baiken, and then try to take down the next unit. If you're RNL procs, you will likely be successful. If not, you can actually use his AoE silent, say, well, I have Oxlots, I don't have Says, I have Baiken as my best unit, and I don't have like a Clarissa or anything else. The reason why Oxlots will work there is because you have two options. One, you can go ahead and have Baiken kill the first one, have Oxlots use his turn to give her another shot at it. If RNL procs, then you are in business, my friend. Likely you are going to kill that unit, and again, you're going to be dropping more bleeds on top of them. Now, for an advanced build, you would actually put the book, and the book I'm referring to, oh man, I stopped on Soul. I thought I was on Lux. There we go, would be Tegale, because you would want the 20 souls. What happens in a Baiken / Lots combo is Baiken goes, and then you want to burn his S3. Why are you burning his S3? Because it gives him an extra turn and it silences. So you'd have high effectiveness, because remember, we got two choices to make. We kill the ball, or do we kill the Armentia? Whichever one you choose, you still have to deal with the second one. In a Lots combo running with Baiken and you do not have a cleave option, then you would use burn your S3. Hopefully you land the silence. Then you, on your next turn, you would give the turn back to Baiken to go ahead and try to take them down. The advantage of this is that the S3 does hit fairly nicely, and if you do enough damage, and again your RNL procs, then you are again in business. RNL doesn't proc, but you still drop bleeds. They're already low, and now they're silent, so you don't have to worry about them doing their shenanigans. Keep in mind that typically Armentia will get her second turn regardless. Also, this could work if you couldn't quite finish off the ML Ball for whatever reason. You will at least have silenced him, and he'll be less of a threat. Or if you don't land a silence, there might be enough damage done to where he uses S3 instead of S2, and you live to fight another day. This is a really good option. Do I think it's the best? No, but if it's what you have to work with, then it's what you have to work with, and I'm all about trying to help you out. In regards to PvE, the same build will work very well in PvE. She's very good in Banshee. She can actually one-shot the boss with Torn Sleeve. Torn Sleeve procs, you get 2 bleeds. You get 3 bleeds already, so you're at 5 bleeds. Then you get your next turn, you S3, and hopefully Banshee is dead by then. It's very highly doable. However, you will need more than 3k. But that's going to do it for our Baiken review. And again, guys, keep in mind, I know she is not the creme de la creme for what she does, and that is absolutely okay. There are people out there who have pulled her, and she is the best that they have. So to tell them to sideline the unit when it's the best just really doesn't make much sense. They need to be encouraged and shown how to make what they have work without being told to leave her in the box until a buff and keep using suboptimal units. And they're suboptimal to them because they bench the best that they have. So if you're one of those that pull Baiken and you don't have any other options, she can get the job done for you in both Arena Offense, Arena Guild Wars Defense, and Banshee Hunting. That's going to do it for this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, all you dudes and dudettes out there, stay frosty.